Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, I am the adventure game enthusiast known as SomeGuy, and I'm here today to give you a complete walkthrough and over-analysis of Chapter 3 of Undercover Missions Kursk something else. I still will never remember the title. Oh well, let's keep on keeping on and pick up right where Chapter 3 starts. So to get everyone up to speed, I'm hacking off a bit of a tube here to unlock a door so I can leave this area that is slowly being filled up with some fire-suppressing gas that will poison us. And fortunately for us, we get out of here just in the nick of time, but it's too late for our dead friend on the ground here. Unfortunately, it appears he did not have any access to pliers.
Rig for sea, Mr. Sobolov.
Aye, Captain. Rig for sea. Clear the deck. Cast off. Half speed ahead.
Well, the chapter starts with little to no fanfare. We're just here with a creepy old guy staring over us. But hey, at least he didn't take off our clothes. Or maybe he did, but he just carefully put them back on so we wouldn't notice.
How do you feel?
Like 20 bears danced the Cossack choke inside my head. But nevertheless, I'm fine, thank you.
You were lucky you breathed in just a bit of the extinguisher gas. Just a few more minutes in that room
And?
Exodus. But if you take a little rest, you'll be up and running in no time.
Ooh, Exodus. That's kind of a classy way to say dead. My grandma didn't die. It was an exodus. Ooh, maybe this guy has a career in the sympathy card industry.
Doctor, the sailor who was in the chamber with me, is he alright?
Not allowed to tell you. Sorry. Get some rest and do nothing for a while, young lady, and you will feel better soon.
Well, clearly we're not gonna do that. After all, we gotta save this sub or investigate a murder. Basically, we got things to do, Doc, so we can't be here all rigid like we a 2x4. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the sink, which gives us the bright idea that we're thirsty.
A sink. That gives me an idea. I am thirsty, Doctor.
And yes, you do have to click on the doctor afterwards, because you see, she had to realize there was water around to understand she was thirsty. Now this isn't a ploy, she's genuinely thirsty, folks.
Yes, my young lady. This is the aftermath of the gas poisoning. You will have plenty of thirst in the next few days, and you also need to drink. Here you go. Here you go.
What a lovely sequence. I guess the doctor gets water for us by osmosis, and then he walks over and speaks to us in a different mic, and I guess we just absorb the water through our skin or something. I mean, it's really hard to tell what's going on with the screen fading to black to hide the lack of animation that this game has.
Thank you. It's not a good idea to turn your back on the lovely Milena.
So the doctor's now thoroughly distracted for an indefinite amount of time. Perhaps he's just fascinated by tap water. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at some files that he had laying about.
Cause of death, cardiac arrest, caused by inhaling a large volume of extinguishing gas. My only trace. Well, that sucks. Cabin number 3 seems to have been his. Maybe I find more information there.
Maybe you find more information there indeed. And oh my god, this lady must have amazing vision. Or maybe x-ray eyes, because she didn't even open that damn folder, yet was able to read all that. Oh my god, she's a superhero. And she also sits very ladylike. Yeah, she's a badass undercover, but she's also a lady too, damn it. So once again, in lieu of animation, we get a fade to black, and the doctor turns around conveniently after we're done reading all the pertinent information.
Doctor, about the accident protocol. You can ask me now. I feel good enough.
Thank you, Mrs. But the case has already been closed.
So quickly? But...
Death by inhalation of extinguishing gas. It can't be more clear.
Now that's pretty peculiar. Less than a minute ago, the doctor's like, I'm not telling you anything about what happened to that sailor. Now, he's telling us everything about what happened to that sailor. It's like he has no short-term memory, or maybe the writer doesn't have any.
Just recently, same story. Gross negligence from the sailors. Can't believe they recruit such idiots. Well, now talk less and rest more, okay, ma'am? I don't want to see you here again.
So our heroine must have found her best angle because this girl is still striking a pose. Honey, you work it. But despite being trapped in good light, we still gotta figure out a way to leave the doctor's office while the doctor's ever watchful gaze is upon us. It's really awkward, and we just can't stand up and walk away because I guess we're just bad in these social situations. So instead, we gotta find a convoluted adventure game way to stand up. No, I'm serious.
Doctor, look what lies here.
How did these get here? Gosh darn it. I'll have to disinfect them again.
All right, now we can stand up because we gave the doctor tweezers. So we should probably stealth our way out of here and oh, wait a minute.
You never listen to doctors, right?
I'm feeling much better.
So that entire sequence of events was utterly and completely and totally pointless. Wow. Talk about a complete and utter waste of my time. The doctor wouldn't have stopped us from getting up anyway. So why did we need to do all that contrived bull?
One thing is clear. The death of Osip Gerasimov was no accident. The real question is, did they want to eliminate me as well? And of course, who was it?
Well, doesn't Miss Undercover FBS investigator have a very high opinion of herself? Did you already forget what happened? Or maybe it's just the poisoning rotting away at your brain. Because you walked into that chamber of your own free will. It was a clear case of wrong place, wrong time. So now that we're thoroughly paranoid, we're going to investigate the rest of the sub.
Mrs. Sokolova, if you do not want to stay in the infirmary, then have a proper rest in your room at least. It's important that you take this medicine here 3 times a day. We don't want your condition to get worse. I will leave it for you here on the table.
Thank you very much.
Well, damn, aren't we just so popular? And how the hell do people know that we're even here?
Ah, Yegor Sergeyevich.
Doctor?
Yegor Sergeyevich, can you tell me what happened to the sailor?
Whoa, we'll get to that later. But first we need to figure out why these voice actors are pronouncing this guy's name differently.
Yegor Sergeyevich.
Yegor Sergeyevich.
But nevertheless, why does she care what happened to the sailor? We already know what happened to the sailor. The man was poisoned. Unless she's just trying to play up the naive angle for some reason I can't fully comprehend.
I'm so sorry you had to witness that. A stupid accident, nothing more. The sailor, Gerasimov. I'm sorry. He didn't make it. He should have refilled the extinguisher gas. Very poisonous.
That is horrible. Are you sure it was an accident?
Completely sure. But you don't need worry. You are safe here. That was just bad luck. I mean, that accident and that you had to find poor Gerasimov? The doctor is right. Get some rest. I will inform the captain.
Thank you.
Well, alright. That was cool. We learned some stuff. Namely, the game reiterated information we already had. But alright, let's try to figure out what really happened to that Yegor or whatever son of a jish. That guy, the dead dude. So alright, we're back in the room and we're just gonna jet on out of here. And no, we're not gonna take the medication with us. Because it's always a wonderful idea to leave medication unattended to. Especially when you're worried that someone's trying to murder you. So yeah, the meds we need to take 3 times a day, we're just gonna leave them here for any old person to mess around with. And also, why the hell does our investigator lady not notice the fact that all the folders we had on this desk are suddenly gone? You'd think she'd be a little bit worried about that. But no, she has no concerns at all and she's just gonna go straight ahead and keep on investigating.
That should be Osip's cabin. I hope I'll find more information on who he collaborated with. There's a key card among the books here. Let's see where this one fits.
Woohoo, we got a key card. So now we can just kind of leave here because we don't really need anything else in this room. At least not now. So let's go back to the scene of the crime.
There should be more evidence or clues here.
Now we're going to find some items here that may or may not be important. Believe it or not, in undercover missions there are quite a few red herrings. As in items you pick up that you think are important, but you can't do anything with.
The button that Osip had in his hand, which came from an officer's jacket.
Now perhaps that was me foreshadowing that this button's completely useless to us, but I should point out that you absolutely must pick it up, otherwise the game won't progress. And while we're speaking about progression, let's go ahead and talk to this sailor man over here.
I'm sorry about the door.
If I had to save my butt, I would have done exactly the same thing.
My God, who did the casting for these voice actors? Because that voice actor right there is really capturing the essence of Russian sailor.
All the work you've done here, my respect, lady. But now the door opens again.
How can it be that a door can no longer be opened from the inside?
Well, that sounds like a philosophical question to me. How can it be that a door can no longer be opened from the inside? Whoa, it's like if we're on the inside, but yet the door's locked from the inside. I mean, man. Dude, some good stuff. Whoa.
Well, quite simply because one can lock this door from both sides. If one side is blocked, you can't open it from the other side. Unless, of course, methods like yours were used.
Now this voice actor sounds like a native speaker if I've ever heard one. I can only imagine what it was like when he got the script in front of his face.
Does this mean that someone locked the door from the outside when I was there?
It's more likely that it was accidentally locked from the bridge. In the event of an accident, the bridge needs to be separate sections of the ship.
I'm sure this voice actor was like, come on, can I go a little bit off script here? I'm just saying, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, yeah. The euro is a lot stronger than a dollar right now. I'll do the work.
Can it be caused by a system failure or something like that?
Possibly, but I really don't know any more details about it. You'll have to ask the first officer for that. He will investigate it and certainly find the reason.
Well, that was enlightening. I suppose we found out that the door can be locked from the outside by the bridge, so likely an officer had something to do with this door being locked and the guy being poisoned. But considering we also found the officer's button down here at the crime scene, it seems like we already knew an officer was involved in this.
That is the broken canister that was the source of the gas leak. You can see signs that pliers were used on the connection piece. It was heavily damaged. No wonder this canister is so leaky. There are a lot of fingerprints on the canister. I think I should back them up before the canister is disposed of.
It's sabotage! Yeah, sorry about that. That's my best Beastie Boys impression. So anyway, now we gotta find a way to get the fingerprints off the broken canister. So how are we gonna go about doing that, you ask? Well, let's go back to the doctor's office and pick up some very crucial and key items.
Oh, the doctor isn't here.
So what we're going to want to grab from here is a scalpel and some wound powder.
It's very sharp. I might need some.
So the Kursk had a crew of 113 if I'm not to be mistaken, but it's pretty damn fortunate for us that everywhere we go we do not run into another living soul. Otherwise, some people may want to ask some questions as to why we're in the leisure room and why we're stealing a rubber band that's on a desk here. It most certainly does not belong to us.
The band is still in good condition.
And speaking of bands, you need a guitar or whatever this crazy Russian contraption is called to start one.
Good old balalaika. Have not played it since the military academy.
So now that we got our scalpel from the sick bay, we're gonna go ahead and use it on this instrument and get some hair out of it. Yeah, apparently this thing has hair. Don't look at me, I'm not a baklava. Ooh, that's a delicious treat. But what I mean is, I'm not an expert on this furry instrument. But nevertheless, we're going to want to use this hair on a rubber band. You know, that rubber band we just found from the leisure room, and boom, we got a brush. Now you may be thinking to yourself, Guy, what the hell do we need the brush for? We'll get to that. But first we need to pick up a couple more items before we can progress further in this game. Oh my, what we're going to want to do is go back to the weapons control room. And from here, we're going to investigate an item we've already thoroughly explored. Remember in the first chapter of the game where we took a look into that toolbox inside the locker and found some key items that we needed? Well, apparently our heroine was too dense to take everything out of it because there's some more crucial items left in that very same toolbox. Yeah, we don't get any fanfare or nothing. We got some tape now, and we have some pliers. From here, it should be pretty self-evident what we gotta do. First, what we're gonna want to do is use the scalpel on our ID card holder.
The cover is multi-layered. If I unstitch it carefully, I will get a large area for many fingerprints.
You heard the lady, let's get a large area for many fingerprints. So first, obviously, we're going to have to collect the fingerprints by using the wound powder on the canister, and then by using the brush on it to, really brighten up the fingerprint, and then we use tape on it, and boom, we've collected a bunch of fingerprints on this canister. And be sure to interact with the canister right after you hear the tape onto it, otherwise you won't be able to hear this, and progress in the game.
The sticky tape adhered to the dark background. The fingerprints are clearly visible. I need fingerprints from some more people on board.
Well, you heard the woman. Let's repeat the very same process a couple more times. First, on some random-ass circuit board we find in the sailors' quarters. And then we're going to want to do the same thing again on the stethoscope in the sick bay. And we're also going to want to repeat the process on this piece of paper that we find in the first officer's room and just hanging out. Apparently has his fingerprints on it. Who would have thunk it? So now we're going to want to get into the weapons officer's room. And yeah, it's a little bit tricky. You see, he's there, and we want him out. So how do we lure him out? Well, we have to go back to the sailors' quarters and grab the baklava. God, it's not that. I really want some sweet, delicious. Never mind. Oh, I totally forgot some plot happened along the way.
Something has changed here.
Our unattended medicine has moved. I wonder if this is another case of sabotage. Oh God, I gotta stop doing that. It's hurting my voice.
The medicine was somewhere else earlier. It's better not to take anything.
Color me surprised that someone tampered with our unattended to medicine. Yeah, I'm gonna keep harping on that because it's still pretty damn stupid that we left our medicine unattended to. I mean, we need that stuff to live or something. I don't know, we gotta take it 3 times a day.
I would like to test whether it has changed.
Well, let's go ahead and do that and pick up a few more useless items that we're never gonna need again.
Let's see. Damn it. The test strip shows something. LD50. That is highly toxic. What the hell is in there?
LD50 by chance? Oh, well, there goes that plot point, at least for now. Someone poisoned our pills. So let's go back to where the weapons officer was and put some tape on his door. Oh yeah, if you're wondering where I got the tape from, it's from a poster in the sailors' quarters. And you just yank it off and put it on this door. And it will all become very clear as to why I'm doing this right after I do this.
I can hide behind that door.
Whew, it's almost like we're moved there. Oh, my heart almost skipped a beat. But nevertheless, we just used the guitar further thing in our inventory 3 times, and boom, the guy leaves. Talk about clearing a room with our terrible musical abilities. And also, he's not headed even remotely close to where the sound was coming from, so we totally should just steal everything this guy has for being so dumb.
Koloff, I told you before, no strumming in front of my door. One more tone and
I'm pretty sure that dude's dead, right? He was the guy who suffocated because of the fire extinguisher gas. Yeah, so does this guy not know he's dead? Again, he's pretty stupid, so let's go ahead and raid his room.
Korabernikov will be surprised when he wants to put his uniform up. A small bread knife. Let's see what's in there.
A minigame! Yeah, it's a minigame. Assemble the pieces of ripped up paper until it makes something cohesive. You have seen this puzzle before if you've ever played a game, or at least one of the adventure variety.
Damn it. What is this? The first 2 names are crossed out, and my name is 3rd on the list.
So it's pretty straightforward now. We're on a hit list. The weapon officer's trying to kill us. So what we're going to do from here? Why, use a bread knife on this piggy bank.
A coin.
Yeah, we get a coin now, and we're going to use it on this vent over here.
That way I can remove the grid. There is a little box behind the grid.
Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to take some bootlaces that we found in the sailors' quarters. If you can't find them, they're on the top of the bunk bed. You should be able to find them and mix it with a coat hanger, and boom, we got a fishing hook. Yeah, we're pretty much going through the status quo with adventure game puzzles. We're going to fish out the damn box from the back with a fishing hook. How the hell that going to work, I don't know, but physics is a mystery to us all.
What the hell do we have here? A night vision device? A gun, of course with ammunition. A military phone.
Well, I think it's pretty super duper obvious now that the weapons officer was up to some shenanigans. So let's go ahead and call home about this because this military phone works underwater.
Colonel Boborov, Milena speaking. I'm on board, and there's quite a lot that is not right here.
What did you find out?
That this military phone has a hands-free headset.
I was close to getting information from Osip Gerasimov. Then, unfortunately, I stumbled over his dead body. It almost got me, too. Gas used to extinguish fire that is lethal in a certain dose.
You've been on board for less than a day, and someone is dead already.
Unfortunately, I couldn't keep it from happening.
Was it an accident?
No, I don't think so. I'm suspecting an officer.
In the meantime, we checked the whole crew. There are just a few new sailors. Belyaeva is one of them. He has only recently been ordered to the Kursk. I have no idea why he was ordered.
At this point, I've already been playing the game for about 5 hours, so I have no idea who he's talking about. I'm going to say it's the first officer or the weapons officer. It's one of the two guys we've met.
Before that, he was neither a weapons systems officer, nor has he ever been on a submarine. He came right from the ministry. Something else. Belyaeva and Captain Vladin have been trained together. They've known each other for a long time.
I searched Korobelnikov's cabin. Guess what I found?
What?
Weapons, a night vision device, and this military phone, which I'm now using to call you.
Be careful, Milena.
Thank you. Anything new regarding Melnikov? Was it his blood on that knife?
We can't say yet, but the blood type does match.
Come on, game, you don't do tension well, just drop it. Stop pretending like, oh, maybe her partner isn't dead. Considering I had to look at the Steam page to even know it was her partner, I really don't buy into any of this dramatic tension. The dude's dead, and I don't really care that this lady doesn't believe it because it seems kind of pointless considering we never met the man or really have any attachment to this one-dimensional character who's talking right now.
That's not a good sign.
No, it's not your concern. Find the killer, and we will have the trace again. Check back with me soon, if you can.
Will do.
Alright, let's use the wound powder on the ammunition, and boom, we got the last set of fingerprints that we need. Let's go ahead and play a minigame once we get back to our room and return everything the way we found it, because God forbid we're not suspicious at all. God, we really should have taken that gun with us. We could need to shoot someone. Worst investigator ever. So yeah, basically all we gotta do here is look at all the fingerprints we've acquired and match them up with all the fingerprints on the screen. Again, it's entirely possible to brute force your way through this puzzle and just drag and drop every fingerprint over every other fingerprint and solve the damn puzzle. Or you can spend the time looking at it. I don't know, I'm not you. But what I do know is, the only way to know if you've matched up everything with everything you have is by just leaving this puzzle. Yeah, that's it. You leave the puzzle, and then she says this: no, this game is not very kind at all.
The fingerprints of the weapons officer was on the bottom of the bottle. The fingerprint of Yegor Sobolev matches the one that was on the damaged piece from which the gas leaked. I don't have the captain's fingerprints. I should get them.
So let's go to the bridge because suddenly it's opened up and try to get a damn fingerprint.
For whatever reason, you've come here. Now is not a good time to talk. We're preparing for a maneuver. But you can watch us as long as you don't disturb us.
This captain sound like a New Yorker now. But anyway, we're going to want to grab these plans that are on this table here, and all we got to do is just wait until everyone's back's turned, and then we can just grab them and bolt out of here. So rinse and repeat it. Get the fingerprints off of the document. Do the whole matchy-matchy thing with all the fingerprints you got, and then this happens.
Korobelnikov and Sobolev's fingerprints were both on the gas tank. Maybe the button from the officer's jacket that Osip Gerasimov held in his hand can help me to solve this case. I can probably find out whose jacket the button came from.
Yeah, don't worry about the button. It's one of the biggest red herrings that I've seen in an adventure game in quite some time. That line of inquiry goes absolutely nowhere. I wonder if they cut out a puzzle. Perhaps they did. But nevertheless, don't worry about the button. So let's go back to the bridge now.
Please, if you want to make yourself useful, go find the first officer, Igor Sobolev. The captain has asked for him a few times already. Now please leave the bridge.
Why are you still standing? Go find the first officer.
Now, ladies and gentlemen and everyone, between I understand that people work very hard to make games, and it's not a very forgiving industry. Now, no doubt these developers poured a lot of their heart and their soul into this game and spent long nights trying to make this thing the best that they could. But my God, is this game frustrating. I bring that up because I honestly God have no idea how I found the officer. I just looked at everything, clicked on everything, and eventually I went to the weapons room, and lo and behold, he's here. What did I do to cause him to suddenly appear? Frankly, I have no idea.
What do you think, Yegor Sergeyevich?
The new weapon system is looking good, especially the Squall torpedoes, speeding through the water at 350 kilometers per hour.
Ah, I see someone's been reading Wikipedia.
Here she is, just as I suspected.
Something wrong, Leonid Andreevich?
You can say that. The lady is not who she seems to be.
And this voice actor clearly has no enthusiasm for his role. I took a bunch of painkillers to read this script.
How so?
See those circuit boards? The lady helped me to deinstall those and install new ones. Now guess where I found them. In Gerasimov's capsule. Can you explain how those circuit boards ended up in a dead man's capsule, Tatiana Sokolova?
I really don't know what he's accusing us of. So we helped deinstall the circuit panels, and then he found the old circuit panels in another dude's room, but we gave him the circuit panels. So, he's setting us up. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, now it makes sense.
That's not possible.
You're the only one who knew where they were. Is that why you met Gerasimov in the air treatment unit?
You know, lady, right now would be the time to spill the beans and tell the first officer what's up. Be like, hi, I'm with the FBI or whatever, the FSB. And yeah, I found this kill list in this guy's room. And by the way, there's a gun in there and a military phone. So yeah, you should probably put this dude under arrest because no doubt he's up to some shady stuff. But no, we're not going to do that because that would be the intelligent thing to do in this situation.
That was a coincidence.
And it is also a coincidence that Gerasimov is not alive anymore?
I can explain everything.
And you will explain. Igor Sergeyevich, I demand that this lady be arrested and handed over to the authorities.
Investigations? Sure, but I fear we will have to keep her on board in the meantime. If the captain has to wait until she gets picked up, he will rip off all of our heads.
Really? I can...
Arrest her. We will clear things up after we return to Murmansk.
Oh yeah, that does it for Chapter 3 of Undercover Missions. I'll be back with Chapter 4. But believe it or not, I haven't beaten Chapter 5 yet, so... Oh gosh, I should probably get on that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, hopefully I'll see you next time. A toodaloo. Why the hell did I say toodaloo? Oh well, leave it in.